Hey, it's me, OGDuffy. Find myself in London town today, and we are visiting not one, but two CEX shops, because there's two pretty much on top of each other. There's one up here, this will be the first one I'm coming to, and there's one just around the block, really, pretty much. So, happy days. Let's see what we can find. Remember, stick around to the very end, guys, where I'll show you what pickups I've managed. See if London CEX has any decent retro to offer.
And the first CEX we come to here is this one here. Now obviously it looks slightly different to what we're used to seeing with CEX stores. Oh yes, all black front, bit of red writing, the logo slightly different, etc. Look at that. And the reason for this is this. It is the first official CEX store. Okay, there was one other store that was open before this one, but that has since closed. So this is the first or only remaining original CEX store now. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's get inside. Now the first thing you'll notice is when we go inside is a slight flicker on the camera in some of the shots, not all, and I apologise for that. I had me the wrong hertz set on my camera, but hey, you know, schoolboy error. But you know what, we all make them. So all that aside, let's take a look at this cabinet here. This first game that caught my attention was Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. Now the very first thing you notice now is on the label WO manual. Without the manual, this is boxed obviously, so we can see the box. So are we all getting used to this with and without manual pricing structure, guys? And I do feel, especially with the PS1, they're testing the waters with it, you know. I could be wrong. Could be right. Hey, but hey, you know, anyway, coming to this game, I don't know a lot about it, but why it caught my attention is Spider-Man games generally, even on modern consoles and older consoles, them games do fetch a fair few quid. So for £45, although it didn't have the manual, was this a pickup, guys? I didn't get it. Should I have done? Drop in the comments. And leaving the first glass cabinet in this first CEX, a quick look at the PS1 titles there. I don't like it when they display it like that. You can't see the prices, you know. Anyway, I digress. Walking back through the store. Now, a lot of you have said to me via comments and stuff about stock levels in your CEX branches. Now, if we look at PS3 in particular, only because we're coming to it now, I feel stock levels are down, but I'm not concerned. I think this is down to Christmas time, okay? So let's not panic, guys. Let's not panic. Well, he says hoping. Anyway, guys, the PS3, I keep banging on about it. It's an amazing system. The games for this are still very, very cheap, so do jump on board, right? Anyway, God of War Ascension here, £12. Confession time from the OG. Oh, yes. I have not played a God of War game. I know. Don't shoot me. Anyway, guys, let me know. Are they any good? Are they overrated? There's a problem with games like this. I find you have to invest hours and hours and hours of your time, you know. And that's why I just love the arcade games so much, I think. Because you can just drop in and out really quickly. But am I missing an absolute trick with this one? That's all I say, guys. Too many games. Not enough time. And continuing with the PS3 games, because hey guys, it would be rude not to. Oh yes, it would. Unfortunately, there weren't that many titles here, but a title did grab my attention, one I do not own, and I picked it up. And it is this here. I'm just going to it now. There it is. Rogue Warrior. Now, as you can see there, cover reprinted. That went straight back, guys. I'm not even going to consider a game where it's had the cover reprinted like that. I just think it's wrong. Anyway, little corridor here, look, little set of stairs takes you down to the lower basement level where more games await, along with DVDs and the rest of it. Now, the more observant will have noticed straight away Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360 and PS2 are down here, along with your Nintendo DS, etc. But this was different. Look, a whole section there just for PC games. Something you don't see too often these days, just PC games in CEX. So I've noticed in my local, they're putting a lot more of them out. So is that a thing? And then on to the PS2, guys. Always some good bargains to be had on PS2, especially when I'm doing one of my challenges where I've got a certain amount of money, you know. Always look at the PS2 in particular then. Now, the Sims games, Sims Castaway, Sims 2, Pets, etc. You guys ever played these? I haven't. Am I right? Is it just about controlling people? Let me know in the comments. And then this here, the Wii U section. And you know what? Not a single Wii U game to be had in the whole of this store. Shocking. So then I made my way out in the hope that store number 2, just round the corner, will come through for me with a Wii U title. You never know. Fingers crossed.
That Mega CD game there, look. Snatcher. Without manual, boxed, £490. Ghost in the Shell there, PS1, 80 notes. Whew. CEX number 1 done there. That was the very first CEX store. Well, it's actually the second one they ever opened, but it's the original now, because the first one opened is no longer there. So that is the very first one officially now, if that makes sense. Anyway, pop round the corner. CEX number 2.
Kicking off, I head over to the window. A very small window, but very ornate. Closer look here, got some loose cartridges, Lost Vikings there. I've got that loose at home. Great little game actually, a bit of a puzzler, some really nice elements to that one. And there you got Zombies, Ate My Neighbours. It's a quality little game, that is. I picked it up in Canterbury not so long ago and thoroughly enjoyable. But this caught my eye here, look, okay. Castlevania New Generations. Now this caught my eye because in this store they didn't have one copy. They had 2 copies of this, so both at £150. This one was without a manual. I'm not sure if the one that we see later on in the back of the store has a manual or not, but both at 150 quid. I would imagine not. But Castlevania games, they do fetch a few notes, don't they? I mean, you know, is it overrated though, Castlevania? Personally, I don't think it is. I think it's a great Konami game, even from the NES right through. I mean, quality. What do you think? Making my way into the second CEX of the day, and in the opening part of this store, loads of glass cabinets, but this end, or the front end, was all sort of your technology really, you know, your iPads, your laptops, your mobile phones, all that sort of stuff, if that's your thing. Anyway, back at the store here, this is where the games were kept, and there's some cabinets right at the end there that feature some nice retro games which we will be coming to. But first off here, a quick look at the Nintendo Wii shelves and Wii U, etc. And the same applies here that it did in the previous store. As you can see, it's very minimal amount of games. I mean, there was 4 Wii U titles there. I have them all. There was another 1 or 2 back in the cabinet which we'll come to, but yeah, so very low stock. And PS3 as well in particular, not many at all, which is a shame, because as you know, I keep wanting to add to the PS3 collection, but I mean, as you can see there, that was a minimal amount at all. And headed to the first retro cabinet at the back there, taking a closer look, zooming on in, as we can see here, good few PlayStation 1 games, an original PS1 there as well, £55. And this here caught my eye, the Street Fighter 6 collector's edition, this big box that they do. Now the thing is with this comes with a nice couple of like figurines. But don't get me wrong, if they were more iconic, like Ryu and Chun-Li and stuff, I might be interested, because it'd be great display pieces. But the characters they chose to add to this just don't do it for me, I'm afraid. They're quality, don't get me wrong, they're really well presented, but no, I want old school, mate. I want old school. Anyway, every CEX I'm going in at the moment, I'm seeing these. So obviously there was a very good flip potential on these, I would guess. And returning to look at those PS1 titles, another game that caught my eye was this here, Hell Knight, £125, again a Konami game. That's a lot of money. I'm guessing this is one of them horror survival type titles, but a new one on me, one I don't know anything about. So Anything about this, guys? Is it a good game? Personally, I won't be spending £125 on Hell Knight because I don't know it well enough. And to be honest, I mean, I've not played as many of the genre of these horror sort of titles than I should really. I've got loads. I've got quite a few of them. So I'm not desperate to add to the collection. So is that any good, that one? Because like I say, it's not one that I'm completely au fait with. I mean, I will know Silent Hill and all that. But Hell Knight, yeah, it's a new one on me. Carrying on, quick look at the PS4 games. Because it'd be rude not to, guys. You always might find that half decent that's passed you by in the past. And into the final retro cabinet here. Some interesting games, a real mixed bag. Plenty of loose carts. But that said, the loose carts, etc., and the box games here were all half decent titles. There was no sort of real fodder here, so it was nice to see. That second copy of Castlevania there, New Generation. That again did not have a manual, same price obviously at £150. Zumba World Party, I need that for my Wii U collection. But £110 for a reprinted cover? Come on CEX, sort it out. How are you coming up with that price? Honestly. So 2 CEX shops done in one hit. Pay for me items. Head off home. Show you my finds. And you know what's coming next.
CEX is finished with, guys. Only one way to finish a game hunt, as always. You know what it is. Beer o'clock. Sit at the pub.
And a nice cold refreshing beer is the only way to finish a game hunt. Let's head back, show you my finds.
So we are back from London town, guys. And as you can see there, 2 CEX shops, literally 2 minutes from each other. Walking at a decent pace, maybe 3 if you're a bit slower, and maybe 23 if you stop for a pint. There's plenty of pubs around there too, so what's not to love with game hunting there in the centre of London? Oh yes. Anyway, we digress, guys. Let's get to those pickups. But before we do so, a quick analysis of both shops, okay? The first one we come to, which is the sort of the original shop now. As you probably noticed there, the PS3 stock was very low. And sort of the fodder games and all that sort of things, you know, like the CDs on the shelves and that, weren't many at all, guys. And the same with the second store. To be honest, the first shop as well, although lacking that sort of stock, didn't have the greatest retro range either. I can only assume they've had a really good Christmas and they haven't replenished the stocks yet. The second store though, bit better, guys. I quite like the little retro range I had, particularly at the back of the store there. So all in all, it was a good day and I got myself some pickups. Oh yes, I did. But before we come to them, what are we going to do? Oh yes, let's go grab a beer. Today's beer of choice, nothing special, guys. Oh no, it's a simple Heineken Schmeineken. Oh yes, this stuff here is basically, it's 5%. Yeah, we all recognise Heineken, don't we? It supports Grand Prix, F1 and all that stuff. So let's get this down my neck and let's get to them all important pickups. What do I find at them CEX shops? And the first of those pickups are of course for the PS3. I love the PS3, but if you've watched this channel before, you already know that I keep banging on and on and on about how good it is and how cheap the games still are. Oh yes, indeed. Oh, now I am hydrated. Let's get to my pickups. So the first one was a Little Big Planet 2. And as you can see there, I paid a total of £4 for this, okay? Doesn't need any introduction really, does it? It's a PlayStation 3 exclusive title. Really nice condition actually, so I was quite impressed with that. Manual, a bit creased there, but to be honest, I'm not over worried. If I sit that on a few items overnight, I'm sure it will decrease it. And the disc there was nice condition, so happy days all round on that. So Little Big Planet. I played the first one. I remember playing the first one, but I didn't get round to playing number 2. So anyway, PS3 game, Little Big Planet 2, had great reviews back in the day. 4 notes, I ain't complaining, guys. What else do I get? And sticking with the PS3, yes indeed. I've got one of these. Now this is the HD collection. Okay, now I've picked up a few of these HD collections now, and I think they're worth picking up if you see them, guys. I really, really do. I think these are just going to go up and up in price. I mean, it's two great games on here for, look, that 15 quid. So we're looking at Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I've got Shadow of the Colossus already on PS2. And I think that maybe cost me about 15, 18 quid anyway on its own. But the good thing is, these are PS2 games, but they've been done up into HD for the PS3. Now, there's quite a few of these collections out there, so they're worth picking up. They really, really are. They're numerous. There's quite a lot of them, actually. Will I get them all? I'm not intending to collect them all, but as I see them, I'll pick them up. But I do think these HD collections, I think they're going to go in one direction, guys, as with all PS3 stuff. Honestly, it's cheap as chips at the moment, so do jump on board. But what else did I get? I'll check them ones out. This is about the Wii, the original Nintendo Wii. Now the thing is with the Wii, right, it's backward compatible on the Wii U, so I still play a lot of it. And not just that, this system, the original Wii, was great for like the light gun games. Oh yes, the controllers just work perfectly. And if you locked and loaded that controller into like a gun, the zapper gun, it makes these games brilliant. I mean, we're talking games like House of the Dead, you know, Conjuring, all them sort of great shooters. They're all on this. There's loads of them. And I saw this and I just had to pick it up. And it is this Reload for the Nintendo Wii. £12 that one. But I just love the cartoony artwork style. But it's not just that. I mean, I've seen gameplay videos and I think it looks pretty good indeed, guys. The ultimate shooter. Hostage rescue, sniper and assault troop training. Fixed and mobile target shooting and much more. So what's not to love with that? Obviously complete with like a manual sort of health and safety card things. I don't know if it comes with the official manual or not, but I am going to play this one for sure, and it's one I'm really looking forward to, because as I say, the one thing the Wii does very well, these sort of games, guys. Oh yes. And on to my final pickup. Now this one I was particularly pleased to get. It's a game I really remember from, not my childhood, because no, I was a bit more grown up by then, but I do remember buying it, and it was a very controversial game for the time. Oh yes indeed. And it is this, guys, Grand Theft Auto, the original top-down version. I have great memories of this. I really enjoyed this. Unfortunately, like many of us, I sold my PS1 collection off many years ago when I did away with my original PS1 for whichever reason, I don't know. Probably had a concert to attend or a bill to pay or something, needed the money. Anyway, there was two of these in the store. This one's complete with manual, and it had the map as well, which is always a nice addition there. And the disc's in great condition. Now obviously it doesn't take a rocket science to see. This is the platinum version, the silver label. Ideally, I would have preferred the normal one, but hey, you know what? I'm going to give this one a good old play again after all these years. Oh yes, I'm quite looking forward to this. But anyway, £20 for that. Now the thing is, right, PS1 prices at the moment have been going nuts, especially with CEX. I did a video about it, and I do believe they're testing the water for the PS1 games. What are your thoughts on that? If you've not seen it, do go give it a watch. It's worth looking at, honestly. It's all about the future of retro gaming prices this year and stuff, because I think they're going to do some funny things. Anyway, guys, so there's that one. I was really pleased with it. So all in all, a great day. So that concludes that London trip, guys. Two CEXs, literally minutes away from each other. So it'd be rude not to check them both out, wouldn't it? Come on, you know it, guys. All in all, look at the pickups I had there, okay? I've got that Reload game. I'm quite excited about that one. I think it's going to be, well, I'm hoping it's going to be a good game for the Wii. It does them Zapper games just brilliantly. It was just built for that sort of game, really. It really does work brilliantly. I've got them two games on the HD collection there for the PS3. They're going to be good, I hope. I mean, Colossus has got some great reviews, so I'm hoping that's going to be pretty decent. Although I think it's going to be one of them games that's going to require a lot of game time, so to speak. But I think my favourite one had to be Grand Theft Auto. Again, as I say, ideally I'd have liked the real original, but hey, it was in good condition. It had the map with it as well, which I think is key. So all in all, I'm happy as with that one. I've been OGDuffy, you've been great as always, and in the comments please, what pickups have you had of late? Let me know, because I love reading what you guys have been up to and what you've had, finds, etc. of late. Anyway guys, that's enough from me. Over to you. Drop in the comments, let me know. Hit like, and if you don't already do so, subscribe, because it makes me happy. Yes it does, I love to see that little number go up. If only it went up quicker. But hey, can't be greedy, can I guys? Anyway guys, as always, this beer is for you. See you on the next one fellas, and ladies of course. Enjoy.